So we have so many different rumors, several of these between two individual killers. With the Candyman, his movie's coming out later this month, I think the 27th. And then a lot of people are just guessing, speculating that the next killer could be for Chapter 21, either Candyman or Pennywise himself from Stephen King's It series. I'm not sure if anyone out there has seen it. These are two of my other additional favorite classic horrors, killers that could potentially be in the game. And it also could be said that maybe Chucky could be possible now with Victor, just like I always mentioned. But he has his TV series coming up. Who saw that coming in October? So it's possible it could be anybody. But I feel like we don't have enough evidence to say that it's Candyman or maybe Pennywise the Clown. And just let's talk about, I'll start with Pennywise because I have some ideas I want to pitch out there for Candyman, a potential Candyman chapter, and maybe possibly a Pennywise chapter if they make it happen. For both a killer and survivor that could work for this game. But let's start with that picture that some people are talking about on a completely different page. It's not even from the official Dead by Daylight page, but it showed the carnival with Ace. So that's why I thought I'd pick him and have him on the screen today for this video, just with some ideas. And the carnival itself, and it's not even just the words. I can't even think about a message or a particular word or make out a different word to really give out a possible hint for a chapter. I'm thinking about the picture itself. The picture itself might symbolize, just my idea, I don't know about anybody else, it could symbolize Dairy's carnival. And Ace is not even in the cage, he's in the ticket booth selling tickets to the carnival. This could be the same carnival of the cursed town of Derry. Just an idea and just a guess. I could be wrong, I could be way off, it could be somebody else. It might not even have anything to do with Pennywise. We don't know. But this just from what I was looking up, I saw a picture of a carnival and just thinking about the carnival from the movies, and it was there. It's in the cursed town of Derry. Derry is the town that no one never leaves and never can really escape from. There's always someone coming up missing, and that's all I can really come up with as far as that little teaser, if it is, for the carnival that we got to see for the circus. Maybe it's part of Derry, but I'm not sure how I can really depict clowns or anything like that. We got a clown already in the game, but that doesn't stop the potential. That doesn't mean we're not going to get Pennywise in the game and that he can't be added into the game itself. Because look, we got two guys running around with chainsaws. We got Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre, that's a licensed chapter, and we have an original killer, Billy, who also has a chainsaw, but he uses it in different ways. He doesn't swing it, he goes only in a straight line. And he can steer it and try to turn or across the map and try to hit you with it. And then Leatherface just swings it multiple times. So it doesn't shoot down the idea that another different clown can be in the game. It doesn't even have to be Pennywise clown. It could be all the other clowns, killer clowns from outer space and all that. I've seen that before. That's another classic. But they can make all that stuff work. They can do anything with this game, like I always say. But that's just all I can really say as far as the potential idea for Pennywise being in the game. Now, let's just, I'm not sure what he could possibly do. He could probably have balloons around the map to trick you that could pop and just a lot of blood or something like that. He can teleport into the balloons and just pop out. You know, he just has some kind of power, something like that. But I don't know about as far as his abilities, but his Mori, maybe he can just eat the survivors alive and leave their bones out on the field. That'll be pretty crazy. That'll be such a nasty, gruesome sort of Mori for this game. And that'll be pretty sweet to have Pennywise be able to eat up the survivors. Now, for a survivor to be included with Pennywise, if he's not an individual chapter like Ghostface was, with no survivor, instead of adding Sydney, which they could have did. But to go with Pennywise, somebody from the Losers Club. See, I'm not sure if you guys seen the movies before. They could get someone from the Losers Club to be added into the game. If not, maybe one or two survivors from the Losers Club. They can get Ben. They can get Ben or Beth. They can get Richie. They can get Mike. But I think Beth would be more fitting for a chapter for Pennywise because she was the person, the go-to person to try to shoot those bits of silver to shoot at Pennywise to stop him and slow him down and stop him in his tracks. So that'll be pretty cool to see. I would like to see Beth in this game with Pennywise as a potential chapter, or just someone or anybody from the Losers Club for the survivors. But that's all I can really talk about as far as Pennywise. Now, the other teaser, or if it is a teaser, from the letters that everyone's talking about, that letter S, that's just above the bonfire or the barrel fire, it almost makes me think of the fire. Maybe it symbolizes some words that's gonna rise out of the flames. It could be more letters, but I still don't understand how it could really be Candyman. But the only idea I could come up with as a possible guess is that maybe that barrel fire could symbolize the same bonfire that Candyman got killed in. So maybe he's gonna rise up from the flames or something like that. But I still can't pick or just put together the pieces as far as that. But I talked about my idea for Pennywise. Now I put together some ideas, a lot more ideas for a possible Candyman chapter for chapter 21. So if I'm going to do a chapter 21 for Candyman, or if I'm going to see something like this, I'm going to go Candyman, obviously, for the killer, but I'm going to go with Helen Lyle from the original movie, from the classic, as the potential survivor. Now for Candyman's powers, I put this all together, just some kind of idea. Candyman can be able to levitate, and he can teleport, similar to how the spirit can, but he won't be able to phase, but he'll just be able to teleport to different parts of the map, and maybe teleport to generators, almost like Freddy can. Maybe he can warp to gens. And his major power could be controlling the army of bees, the army of bumblebees or bees to attack survivors that he can send in a straight line if they're in front of you. Almost see how Nemesis can use his tentacle in a straight line if you're in front of him. Maybe he can summon some bees to go after you and attack the survivors from there. And he could probably use his army of bees as his power to cover the generators, like a different version of corrupt intervention. See how it blocks the generators? They could be filled with bees to slow down the survivors for a little amount of time. It could be something different, something like that. A different version of corrupt intervention. Or maybe we'll think about the plague, see how she can vomit on the generators. He could probably temporarily put the bees on a particular generator that's about to be finished to block it. And then it slows down the generators, it slows down the survivors, and it forces them to go after another generator for a limited amount of time. So that'll be something pretty cool. It could be like an upgraded brutal strength, but just a barrier of bees on the generator. How cool would that be? I don't know what you guys think about that. So that's another idea I came up with. And then for our survivors, Helen can probably have like some kind of special perk to use her flashlight, if she's carrying a flashlight, to temporarily stun the bees around Candyman to prevent his summoning and prevent his use of using the bees to attack, or maybe as some kind of barrier on the generator to burn the bees and stuff like that. That'll be pretty sweet. Burn the bees off the generator with the flashlight with a special perk or some kind of special ability. Maybe for all the survivors can have that. If you're carrying like a flashlight, you can stop the bees and get them off the generator that you're about to complete. So it'll be pretty cool. It could be like, it can not only be like a corrupt intervention or upgraded brutal strength, but also just being able to block the generator, a single generator. He can also have it where he can, it could be almost similar to like the Tinkerer perk. In a way, he not only gets the notification of a generator almost being able to be completed, that's almost about to be completed, around a 70% completion or 80% completion. He'll be able to go to that generator and just be able to put the bees on it, the army of bees to swarm them. And he can probably trap survivors in them, maybe, possibly. See, it's just so many ideas. And then, see, it makes me think about Pyramid Head, so he puts you in that trailer, that judgment, puts you in that little cage. It can have all those bees that's swarming you, and then if you take too long to survive, someone takes too long to get to you, the bees can just swarm you and just eat you alive. How crazy would that be? And then just to wrap up, his special Mori, he could say like a quote from the movies. It's iconic. It's really iconic. Be my victim. He could do something like that. He could say it and then he'll just start killing you. Or just have the bees just swarm you like that and just swarm your body. And your body could be covered with just all bumblebees. It's just such a good idea. I think it's just I can picture it in the game and I think they can really implement it. And they can do what they want to do with the chapter for Candyman. I could really see more I could see Candyman added to this game way more than Pennywise, if I'm being open. But that I have way more ideas for Candyman than Pennywise. So just all those different things, summoning those bees and being able to control them and being able to warp to generators, maybe block the generators temporarily with his army will be pretty sweet to be implemented. And then I'm not sure if they could do a map. I'm not sure. Maybe they could do a map. They don't have to do a map for every chapter. They can just do a killer survivor. And I'm sure people would be satisfied with that, with all the maps that's in the game already. But it still wouldn't. It still would be awesome to see them out. But those are some of the ideas that I wanted to share to throw out there. So I'm not sure. I'm not going to say Candyman's coming to Dead by Daylight. These are just different things that they could possibly do with these potential licensed killers or licensed trackers that they could put together. And I would really like to see that implemented. But I really like the little idea of the Losers Club with Pennywise, Candyman, and Helen Lyle for a Candyman chapter, and if they do Pennywise, they can get somebody from the Losers Club to try to slow down Pennywise in this game. So it's only fitting for both those games or those chapters if they or those movies if they get fitted into this game for a cool little crossover. But let me know what you guys think of those ideas. I tried to put together some little possible powers for Candyman, but I'm just not sure what else Pennywise would be able to do in the game. Besides his crazy, vicious Mori, I can probably picture of him just going after the survivors, eating them alive. So we'll just see what happens. And just to wrap up, I don't think there's not enough evidence to really go off of one particular chapter. It could be anybody. It might even be an original killer or just original chapter. We never know.